We have heard about company branding, employer branding, branding concepts. How many of you have heard about employee branding? So that might sound like a big or new concept for you, but it is not a new concept, but it has been practiced by almost, I think, most of the organizations. But are they practicing it correctly? Are they practicing it effectively is a big question that we have. Now, we have heard some employees of some organizations, they say what? I am here today as a successful person because of this business entity. I work for this company. Someone goes out and say, okay, I work for this company. Now, refer to us, it's about what? We are proudly wearing our ArcTube t-shirt. Now, I am not wearing that thing today because I missed that opportunity of getting the t-shirt down, but we are proudly going around and say, we are from ArcTube. That's about ARCTube, the knowledge spark. And make it a point again to subscribe to ArcTube if you have not subscribed for new knowledge. Now, today we are going to discuss about what? It's about employee branding. Now, on the other hand, someone says we are proud about the organization and they go an extra mile to promote their products and services to their network and friends. On the other hand, the negative side of that thing, it is about what? These employees are saying, since I don't have any option, I do work here. And they don't recommend these products or services to anyone because of the internal problems that the organization is having. And the organization is not giving the prominence to that employees to come out with their ideas, suggestions and all that thing. Make it a point to remember, if you don't focus on employee branding, a bad customer or negative customer will tell maybe 5 to 6 customers about negative sides of your organization, whereas a negative employee will tell hundreds and thousands. But on the other hand, there are some people, they say jolly wally, what they say, I don't care about the organization, if I'm happy, that's all there. That is not for the employee branding, is not for that segment, but for the segment who are positively engaged in the organization. They need to know the correct way of that thing, and the negatively engaged people, how you can convert them to positive by using employee branding correctly. Let's see how we are going to do that. Now, as a responsible organization, if you can focus on the positive side of this employee branding, you don't need to hire opinion formers or opinion leaders. Now, companies pay $100 billions, millions dollars for hiring of these celebrities. Like maybe you need to hire Beyonce, maybe Katy Perry, you need to hire Ronaldo sometimes. If you practice employee branding inside your organization correctly, you don't need to do that thing. Now, what is this employee branding? Now, how employees reflect organizational brand internally according to his or her perception. Internally according to his or her perception. Now, there's a question that might come into your head right now. It's about what? How to build employee brand ambassadors. So that's the question that I'm going to answer right now. We are going to build employee brand ambassadors. In this video, we are going to talk about 4 factors. Starting from culture, then you'll be having freedom, innovation and support. Once you talk about culture, it's about passion, learning and engagement, and communicating the core values of brand definition across your organization. Now, as employees, let's say you are planning for, let's say your organization culture is innovation, but make it a point to communicate that innovation culture through internal communication tools that you have inside the organization. Now, that the management also have a role in there, and the operation level employees also have a role in there. So communicate your brand definition across the organization. Then they will feel that, okay, we are an innovative based company and we are a company who's having a learning culture and flexible working hours and flexible learning culture as well. So that is about the culture. Now let's talk about the freedom. The second point, freedom, it's about that you have been given freedom to add value to your organization, not to do something wrong, but to add value to your organization, and you will feel excited and spirited under this given freedom. Now, if your boss or if your superior do micromanagement, what will happen? We don't like micromanagement and having every finger tap and you're poking your lower level employee on what you do. That is not the culture that we're going to have. So that's why the negative employee branding comes. Now if someone says, okay, my boss is a great boss, I would love to work with him, that means like what? You love the company, you love the boss. Likewise, so that's about, you have the main thing what we can do is it's about selective training. Now once we talk about training for freedom, you need to give selective trainings. Now for organizations, we have seen there are some trainings that are just bombarded, they're just giving training, but you need to segment your internal staff and give training accordingly, where they will be grooming up with the relevant skills and capabilities, where that will showcase outside as an employee how that employee acts towards your target audience or consumers. That will reflect, okay, he's a knowledgeable guy, he's from this ABC organization. So that's how you are going to build employee branding, right? So the fourth one is, it's about innovation. Now you need to have knowledge sharing, and you need to have challenge, and you need to be away from the routings. You need to be away from the routings, and you need to have quick wins as well. Now what do you mean by challenging? Now let's say you are going to work from 8 to 5 days a week, not being challenged, not being seems like involved and engaged in the organization innovation process. There's no knowledge sharing, there's no forums for knowledge sharing, so it will be having negative impact. Whereas in some organizations, knowledge sharing has been encouraged, so you feel like, okay, I have been involved in the organization. Now let's say you have gone for a training abroad, maybe in a training local, maybe you have given an opportunity to share your knowledge with the employees of the organization. That's knowledge sharing. What you are going to do new inside the organization in an innovative way after getting that knowledge, then you need to have the senior management involvement as well in developing innovation. So in developing innovation culture inside the organization, and innovation itself is a fact that builds employee branding. The last one, it's about the support. Now you need to have support off and on the job. Now let's say for an example, if you on the job support is what? It's about supporting your day-to-day in order to carry out the day-to-day activities, right? In order to carry out the day-to-day activities on the job, how we are going to do your job easily, and how we are going to do your task in a better way. Now off the job is what? It's about empathy. It's about having the emotional bonding with the employee. How we are doing, how is your family is doing, how is your kid doing, what is the issues you have, burning issues, how can I help you out as a organization, do you need leave in this difficult situation? That touches the human's heart. We all are humans, so in that case that has to be emotionally touched as well, on the job as well as off the job. If you want to practice employee branding, this is very important, the support, and the employee need to get this support. Otherwise he will just feel this is there, he is just putting this support to me in order to get these things done. That doesn't matter. You need to do that thing genuinely inside the organization, and you need to have the team effort as well. Now teams, we know for the sake of having teams, we have teams. It's about 10-member team, 5-member team, no matter what. You can have wonderful names for that team. If you don't follow the passion and empathy inside the team, I really don't know how your team is going to achieve what? Your ultimate objective. And compensations, let's say it's about support, means compensation like commission which you are getting once you are doing something once you are achieved as a project. So that is not long term. Compensation schemes are not long term, that is very short term. By experience we are knowing, once we talk to our other employees of organization, commission schemes are not long term, that's short term. So you need to practice culture, freedom, innovation and support perfectly inside the organization to build positive employee branding inside the organization. Now let's see what are the other things that we need to look at once you have the dream company to work for. Now you can see my best companion, my doggy is there. Hey, how are you? Right? Why he's coming to me? because he is having some emotional bonding with me, right? So it's genuine. That animal can feel the genuine feeling towards him. Likewise, we need to practice that to the organization as well. I don't think like dogs are in the offices, but I'm referring to the emotional bonding. Now, we all have our dream companies to work for. You may be having a dream to work in Amazon sometimes. You may be having dream to work in Apple sometimes. Likewise, you will be having your own dream. However, some organizations have these things as name boards only. Like let's say now vision, mission and things are there. These are in the name boards only. We have seen like hanging on the walls, big mission statement, perfect mission statements are there. Those are only hanging it where? On the walls. People can't remember anything. So they are not communicating that thing adequately and they are not supporting. Those 4 items which we were referring earlier, so they are not practicing that thing. So that's it. I remember the wise words of Sir Richard Branson. I admire him a lot. Client do not comes first. Who comes first? Employee comes first. If you take care of your employees, they will take care of your clients. And to add something more to Sir Richard Branson's statement, and ultimately the employees will carry your brand. That's employee branding. So if you need some clarifications about employee branding, you can add that thing as a comment below our video. And don't forget to subscribe, active your knowledge spark.